I think we're all excited for this upcoming Saturday when we head to Jacksonville to face the Jaguars for the second preseason game, mostly due to the fact that we're going to get to see some of these guys continue to progress and see who can make a jump from preseason week 1 to week 2, especially the quarterback position, because I think a lot of us liked what we saw from last Saturday's game at home, where we saw a lot of good, promising aspects from each quarterback and what they brought to the table. But what's going to be more exciting this week for the Jags game is Kenny Pickett, because Mike Tomlin confirmed in his post-practice press conference that Kenny Pickett will indeed see an elevated role in this upcoming preseason game.
You know, it's preparation more than anything. He's going to get some reps and more varsity-like action in this game in an effort to get to know him and see how he fares, and what he's doing out here is just preparing for it.
Which is very interesting, and it's going to be really great to see how progressed Kenny Pickett was from week 1 to week 2, because when he stepped in week 1, he was playing with mostly third stringers and practice squad guys, and even with them, he looked great.
Right.
He looked fabulous out there.
He looked very, I suppose, scheduled. It was very designed, pretty much, with the dink and dunks and what we saw from Pickett. Didn't really see much of the long ball, and again, he was playing with most of the third stringers this time around. From what Tomlin said, it sounds like he's going to play with the second stringers, which I think a lot of us want to see for week 2, to see a little bit more of Pickett. What we saw last week was fun. It was promising. It's something a lot of us can get used to in the long term. But let's see him with the second stringers, with some of the backups from the O-line and some of the better receivers. Maybe potentially see a Pickett to Pickens connection, which a lot of us are going to have to get used to.
Of course.
So that is the exciting factor. And maybe it won't be as designed compared to last week. Maybe Pickett will be a little bit more free to express more of what he can bring to the table.
Yeah, because all week he's been actually having more. He's actually had second string reps all week.
Yeah, he's been playing with the second team all week in camp this week. Even more so than Mason Rudolph, who normally takes the second team reps. Now, for the past number of days, or pretty much the past week or so, there has been rumors of the Steelers could potentially trade Mason Rudolph. Now, this hasn't been reported, this hasn't been credited, this hasn't been announced by any NFL inside reporters, no verified accounts, no one with credibility. None of those people have said that. None have I seen. It appears to be more so from the people that booed Mason Rudolph when he came onto the field at Heinz Field last week. It appears that it's more so of a desire or a want from those guys.
Right.
That's all I'm seeing. That's what I see on social media, is more so people that want to see him get traded rather than thinking the Steelers are actually going to trade him. Because the past number of months, heading back to the draft when they drafted Pickett and Chris Oladukin, they were already writing Rudolph off. They're like, oh, Mason's going to get out of here. They're going to trade Mason. They're going to cut Mason. Mason's time in Pittsburgh is done.
And the same thing's happening now that Pickett is getting reps with the second team. All these talks are starting to happen, and the fact that he was booed Saturday against the Seahawks when he was taking his reps with the Steelers is just freaking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where all this came from. I don't really understand all the hate for Mason Rudolph. Like, listen, he's not the best guy, but he's not the worst guy. Right. Think of the guy think of the guy however you want.
Right. You can think he's a bad quarterback. You can think he's a bad backup. That's your right. You have that way of thinking. That's fine. But to boo the man, or
that doesn't give you the right to boo the guy just based on how you feel about it.
No, I don't think that's respectable. I don't think that puts the fan base in a good light, honestly.
And ultimately, with the trade talks and the trade rumors and the trade speculation, I would be very shocked if the Steelers were to trade Mason Rudolph. I don't think it's going to happen.
Personally, for me, it doesn't make sense.
No.
Why doesn't it make sense? Because, one, I still think, even though Pickett is getting second-team reps all week this week, and he's probably what I'm thinking going to follow Mitch. I think Mitch is still going to start this week, and then he's going to be followed by Kenny, who will then be followed by Mason. That's my speculation. That's the indication I'm getting from what Tomlin said.
Right.
That could be false. Who knows? I don't know what he exactly meant by an elevator role. We can only speculate. Hey, he's gonna follow after Mitch. That's why I'm speculating. But I still think at the end of the day, Kenny's going to be the number 3 quarterback. I think this is more so about trying to see what he is, what they have in him, and try to see more of what he is as a quarterback, as a player, as a rookie. Just to get him warmed up a little bit, get his feet wet, and get him out there and see what characteristics he has on the field. I feel like that's what they're trying to do with Pickett right now. I don't think they're forcing him into a primary backup role, not yet.
Yeah, or they're not going to jump the gun on the hype train of Kenny Pickett right now.
Because
that's something that you don't want to rush. That's something that you don't want to force.
Right.
Because that could lead to terrible casualties for this offense that looks very promising.
Right.
This is an offense that you want to build together, that you want to groom together.
Right.
With all these young guys. You don't want to jump immediately to that.
So not only that, but I also think that trading Mason just doesn't make sense because of not only that, but he is the most experienced quarterback we have on the roster right now because he's been in the system the longest than anybody in that quarterback room. Every single quarterback we have added this offseason, Mitch, Kenny, and Chris Oladukin, are new. They're newcomers. They're new faces.
Yeah, they're new to the system. They're new to the playbook.
So I don't understand the Mason trade rumors or the desire for Mason to get traded. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't think it helps the quarterback room. I don't think it helps Pickett in the long term. Pickett seeing second-team reps and him getting an elevator role and potentially following Mitch for the Jags game this upcoming Saturday, I don't think it's an indication for Mason to get traded. I think it's more of an indication to see that let's see what Pickett can do with the second guys.
Of course, they want to see how he did from the Seahawks game with the third stringers, how he's going to do with the second team now.
Right.
They're experimenting with the guy. Just because he's getting second team reps all week doesn't mean that we should say, oh, Mason's out of here. I would slow down on that.
Right.
I still think Mason's going to be the number 2.
Right.
I really do. At the end of the day, at the end of preseason, I think Mason's still going to be with the team, and he's going to be the number 2, and
right.
Pickett could be the number 3. But that's not a bad thing.
No, it's not. So Pickett is going to see an elevated role according to Mike Tomlin, which is exciting. We want to see what he can do with the number 2s and see what we have in the guy and see a little bit more of a quarterback that Pickett is rather than just the designed playbook or the designed game plan that he had last week, or was just dink and dunk and getting him comfortable and getting his feet wet. Let's open it up a little bit more for Pickett. That's what I'm excited to see this week. But I don't think it's an indication that Mason's get out of here. No. I would be shocked. We both would be shocked. And we could be wrong.
We could very well be wrong. Pickett could very well blow all of our expectations out of proportions and take that number 2 role. I just don't think it's going to happen because I don't think Mike Tomlin and the Steelers in general are going to rush a guy like that.
No.
And I don't think they need to.
No, they don't. Especially with just how young the offense is and how they have 2 experienced guys on the roster right now.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting with Pickett having a more elevated time for the second preseason game. It's going to be interesting to see how much time Mason gets.
And how much time Mitch gets. Obviously, Kenny's already been confirmed for a more flexible role in terms of time and when he's going to see that time on the field. Mm-hmm. But how much time is Mitch going to get? Remember, he only had 2 drives last week. Is he going to see more of that? Is he going to play the full first quarter? Is Kenny going to get the second and third? Is Mason going to get the fourth? Or is it going to be not what we expect? Or is it going to be something different? Is it going to be something similar to last week? I don't know. But from what Tomlin said and what he confirmed, it seems like Kenny's going to see more time, man, which is a great thing to see.
And it's something that we love to hear, and I'm pumped. I'm excited. I really am.
I'm excited to see how all these quarterbacks continue to do, man. It's one more exciting factor of preseason, see how these guys continue to progress week by week and see, what they're growing with. So
exactly.
As this entire offense is growing together. So let us know your guys' thoughts down below. How are you excited to see Kenny Pickett see elevated time, potentially second-team reps and second-team roles for this upcoming Jags game? Otherwise, we'll see you in the next one as we will be live for that game with our boy Code Steel once again this upcoming Saturday night. It should be a fun live stream. And I can't wait for it, man. So we see you guys then.
Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later. Peace!